Good morning. This is Bob speaking to you from his farmette in Annapolis County, Nova Scotia. It's a very, very cold morning today. It was minus 18 degrees Celsius last night, and my car just barely started. But I'm getting so sick and tired of this winter that I thought I'd do a little farming, even though there's probably a good foot of snow on the ground. So bear with me, and I'll set my camera up for my next video. There we go. Now those of you that watched my first video, my introductory video, will remember that I showed you a raised bed, 4x8 raised bed, full of rootstocks. Well, I don't know if you can see it there right now, but it's actually right there, okay? And you'll notice, along with rootstocks, there's quite a pile of snow. But one thing about snow that is good, and it's actually the only thing that's good about snow, is that it insulates the ground. Now, our snow started in November this year, and the frost, I don't think, really got a chance to get down into the ground. So I'm thinking that right now I could probably dig up one of those rootstocks without too much trouble. Now, what I did do, though, just in case things get difficult, I brought with me a cement trowel. You know, it's a good pointed edge, and I think I could break through a thin layer of frost should it be there. So if you'll just bear with me again, I'll get set up here and see if I can get one of those nice little trees out of there. Well, that took a while. I'm right down on my hands and knees here now in the raised bed. But you can see right here in front of me, this guy right here, that's a nice apple rootstock. I planted that perhaps a season and a half ago. It hasn't really grown that much in diameter. That's probably, well, I would say at most 1/4 of an inch. But it's got a lot of height to it, and I'm not so sure that I need all that height, so what I'll do is I'll cut that back after I get it out of the ground. So I'm going to shut off here again and see if I can get this little guy out of there. Well, you know what they say about the best laid plans of mice and men. I dug down through about 8 inches of snow and ran into about 4 inches of ice, and let me tell you, the snow really didn't insulate that well. That ground is frozen so hard that my trowel just won't get down through it. So I'm going to go to plan B, and I think you're going to be quite excited about that. Okay, plan B. This tree that I have here in front of me is my Macintosh. Now, I've got it pruned to an open center. You'll notice at the bottom there of the tree there's a whole lot of rootstock coming up. I'll be using that this summer. I'll have to mound it up a little bit, but it'll produce a lot of good rootstocks for me. But I'm going to move a little closer here, and you'll see that on the inside, on the doggone snow, on the inside of that tree there's a whole lot of water shoots. Of course, those are produced because I pruned it. Well, I'm going to cut one of those water shoots off and get a scion. Even though it's February, I'm going to graft that scion onto a piece of rootstock that I've got inside. So again, I'll have to shut this camera off because I don't have a cameraman today. Now you can see here that, my gosh, I'm right in the midst of a whole bunch of water shoots. I've really got to get at this tree pretty quick to get rid of some of those. But for today's little project, I'm just going to take one of those and get a sign off of that. So I'll try to do this at the same time that I hold the camera. This guy right here looks good. I'm going to leave a few buds there though, so I can have some fruiting buds come off of that. Okay, I'm going to take this up to my house and I'll see you there in a few minutes. Well, here I am back inside. It was just too cold outdoors to do any more. I did get my cyanwood for this project. But you'll notice that I have a rootstock potted up. Now I did that on January the 6th. We had quite a thaw here, and the ground softened up, so I was able to get that rootstock out without damaging the roots. And lo and behold, 1 month later, it broke dormancy. It's been in my sunroom here, constant temperature of about 45 degrees Fahrenheit. So, you know, it should be in pretty good shape. And although you can't really see it, if right on the tip there, holy cow, my finger's big, right on the tip there, there's a leaf that has opened up. So I'm pretty sure that I can graft that rootstock now. Now going from right to left there on my table, you'll see that I've got a label there. This is a Macintosh. I've got a couple of pieces of cyanwood just in case I screw one up. I don't really have too much equipment for grafting. I do have a penknife there. Sorry about that big finger being out there. But I do have that penknife in my pruners, and just in case, I've got a gyprock knife there with a new blade, and it's really sharp. Sorry about that. So I'm going to turn this off now and get set up so that I might be able to show you a little better how I intend to graft that. Okay, here I am with my rootstock. I put it behind a top off of a plastic cover so you can see those roots a little bit better. It's not a bad root system, given the fact that it was only growing out for maybe a year and a half. My soil is not very good here, so you can't compare it really with other places. Now, my cyanwood is, as I said, Macintosh, and that's a pretty good match. But I certainly don't need all of that. So I have my pruners here. You'll notice I'm left-handed, and I have left-handed pruners. I'm going to do a little video on that in the future. Any of you people out there that are left-handed and are trying to use right-handed pruners, devastating. So I'm just going to take that off. You see I got a nice clean cut there. Now I'm going to match this up as well as I can. And by gosh, I think that's matching up right about there. I'm going to try to do today what they call a whip and tongue. I don't know if I can do it or not. I've never done a whip and tongue before. And for that matter, I don't know which part is the whip and which part is the tongue, but as long as they stick together, I don't really care. So I'm going to use my little penknife here. I have tried to put an edge on this. If it doesn't work, as I say, I can go to the gyprock knife, and it's got one of those nice new blades that are razor sharp. but I don't have a lot of draw with this, so I'll use that as a last resort. Now, let's see what I can do here. Now, they say that you have to do this in one cut, and it has to be nice and straight, and don't screw up all the cambium that's in there. So here we go. If I cut myself, well, oh, wait a minute. Now let's see. I want to have a bud down there, so I'm going to cut it like this. Here we go. Well, that wasn't one cut. Oh boy, that's really nice. That's really nice and green in there. That's not bad for me. Okay, now the cyan wood. Oh, wait a minute. I've either got to put the whip in or the tongue in. Now I'm not sure which is which, but you just make a little cut, a little tiny cut ever so carefully, and there it is. Gosh, that went down pretty easily. Okay, well that's not much of a stem there. Now which one was it? It was this one, wasn't it? I have to have the buds going up. I remember that. Okay, I'm going to put the other cut in here. I know you can't see that, but and there are grafters out there that are laughing right now, saying, holy cow, that'll never work. But yeah, it's like I'm whittling a toy boat here. But if I can get that to, gee, that's not too bad. Too bad. I want to get a little sharper point on that. Now I'm going to try to put these two together, so I need to put a little, just a little cut ever so small right there. Now let's see if these two pieces will go together. Well, let me see if I can get these lined up and pushed together. No, I don't think those are going to go very well here. Oh, my gosh. That did go together. No, it didn't. Alright. Oh, puppy. Get in there. No, there's not enough. There's not enough room there. Let's give that one a little shave. And see if I can get that down tighter. You know, this might be too small for a whip and tongue. I don't know. Nobody's addressed that on YouTube. There. Now let's try her. Open that one up. See, that one's not open. I think that's the problem. Let me just get down there. Oh, careful, Bob. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Get that out of there. Let's give that a try here now. See if those two will go together. What? No. I still don't like that end. There. I still got my whip there, yeah. Oh, that should go together. My gosh, that's a good joint. Those are perfectly matched. Right there. I gotta be careful because I'll crush that little stem. Try her again. Bend that back a bit. Let's get this one. No, that one's good. I don't want to bend that anymore. There it is, right there. Doggone, that went in good. Okay. There it is. Now what I need to do is get something to tie those two together. And I didn't get that, so I'm gonna go find something now. Okay, here we go. I'm back again. I got that tape. I just had some scotch tape. So I scotch taped that. And I think the cambium layers stayed together. So I'm not going to do a whole lot more. I do have some very sticky grafting wax. I got it from the hardware store locally, and I don't recommend it. It's terrible stuff to work with. Put a little bit on the end there, I guess, just to keep that all kosher. Now, mind you, this isn't going to get any water on it, so I'm going to keep it inside until decent weather arrives. And well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now all I have to do is replant that. I got my bucket here. Why, that soil broke up an awful lot easier than the stuff did outdoors. This was really quite easy. So I'm just going to move that aside here a little bit. And I better move it aside a little better than that. It'll get dirty. And pack it in. Good. This is just ordinary potting soil. Pretty light stuff, actually. Pack that down. Put that up in the window where it'll get direct sunlight any sunny day for, quite a few hours a day. And I'll watch that and see if I can get a little head start on a Macintosh apple. Well, good that you came to visit. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.